The name is Abbebe Payne, and the poem that we're featuring is 9 to 5.
African, capitalism and for you. Rastaman, a levity, cut and go through. 9 to 5, 6 to 10. Off the slave, you gone back again. Can't save, you broke again. Every day you pray for the return mountain. Boom. Your salary spent pan water and rent. Late pan light, them cut your current. No currency to feed your expense. Your meals not decent. No grease your parents from when?
People have the tendency to, even just in slang, say that when them come off of work, them come off of the plantation, is a way of referencing obviously the days of slavery and how that plantation system structured work, So we consider 9 to 5 now that type of transition of slavery, which is just a slang and a kind of a reference, But I took it further insofar looking at how it is really and truly an institution, established. And it is extended from an institution that comes from slavery in truth, Not to say that our work system is rife with just pure slavery and pure injustice, but to say that the institution of it still borrows from that legacy.
The one, shall I go, your beats so frequent, lean up like your zinc fence. The bucket a go a well. Don't water down, long as blood in your vein a run. More things change, struggle remain in corporate chains. Slavery not done.
Examples of what I consider modern-day slavery are in looking at especially indebtedness. Indebtedness has become a kind of an institution of our society. We go into business, we go into debt. We borrow loans and go into debt. We go into education, we go into debt. We're buying a car, we go to a car loan. We're going to buy a house, you need to get situations where you're going to end up paying mortgages. And we find that all of these structures are ways in which whatever institutions, whether they be private or government institutions, profit from our just everyday lives or the needs of people, These are basic needs that people need: education, transportation, access to food and also amenities, All of these things are quite basic to our survival in any society today, and a contemporary society. So we find that people use these things to capitalize on.
Another 9 to 5, 6 to 10, you come off the slave, you gone back again. Can't save how you broke again. Every day I pray for the return. 4 years in a seat, now your niche obsolete. No credit accredited. 360 credits to your degree is a credit limit you reach. And more debt you achieve, and to the depths it reach, you're gonna need a bailout even to breathe. In vain, the bucket a leak, it a flooding, don't water down. Long as blood in your vein a run, more things change, we still in chains. Corporate chains. Slavery not done.
Sense of self-worth amongst black persons is very much important to me, as I think it's a solution to a lot of the problems that we face as a race. Because what I think is not understood or is not recognized a lot of times is that some of our issues are across the board racial. A lot of the issues that we consider very much problems that are probably human problems, we find that a lot of black persons suffer them much more, and we feel to kind of want to acknowledge that and the reasons for that, and if we acknowledge the reasons for it, then we cannot address it. And for me, self-worth is a serious issue amongst black persons, because a lot of times we idealize European and other persons, Japanese, Chinese, whosoever. We idealize their culture, their philosophies, their ways of life, and undermine our own. And at the same time, especially economically, which oftentimes in the poem, we do not sometimes support our own, and a lot of other cultures are quite aware and practice, race first. They do practice in an economic sense, to buy from their partners, their communities. They buy from their friends and colleagues and all these persons who have a certain commonality amongst them, so that they build their networks. And also, add to that, we black people are buying from them too. So therefore, they are making more profit than you are, who are not buying from yourself, and you're buying from everybody else. You know, as a simple mathematics. If you are not supporting self, then those persons who are supporting self and others will be able to advance, because they are developing the type of networks that are relevant for them sustenance.
1962 was independence. Then how come we still depend on them? And a US and a pound, then how you are spend? Then I must see the end. Mr. Chin, wholesale you buy, for wholesale supply you rely upon Asian enterprise. Them emphasize self-sufficiency, exemplify a common sense. Meantime, consumption tax you of every cent. Still, you won't buy your black brother supply. Him provide a service you know worthwhile, so you find better price. For all it worth, you're not satisfied. The machine now work. Was made in China. The machine now work.
On the issue of modern-day slavery, it is to acknowledge what do we call slavery in a modern-day scenario. Obviously, it's not with shackles on your feet. It's not with a shackle around the neck. It is with a shackle around the mind. It's with a shackle of not understanding self-value and the value of your brother and the value of your sister and the value of your neighbor. You know, it's valuing based on a kind of a system inherited, that the person with more commodity is the more powerful person, right? But you understand that the person with more commodity only have one commodity in it, and he still needs somebody else's, and he still needs the services of someone else. But because he has this surplus of commodity, he basically can buy out anything else, right? But that is not the sense of value that we should understand. We should understand the value in those services and the products that are really created. See, now when we understand those values now, we can understand how it is that we can access them. See, we don't have to access a thing because it has a brand, because it's some Dolce & Gabbana make it, or some the Bears make the gold watch or something like that, or Movada make it or something like that. You know, we don't want, if we want it on the basis of those things, of those values that are imposed, are told to us, or kind of idealization, which is very much in those big conglomerate companies, in those big conglomerates who are able to buy out all the advertisement and tell you what is fashionable and what is more important than the other thing. When we start recognizing the value in the work that the brother beside us has put out, and the way in which he crafts this thing, and the value in how much he puts in he places on whatever whatever service he accommodates us with, then we will be much more able to share and even value what we can offer as well.
Support black enterprise. Marcus, tell your race first. Raise your fist. Race first. Raise your fist and say race first. 9 to 5, 6 to 10. You come off the slave and gone back again